Everybody. Welcome to the show. We got a couple great guests here today, here in New York City, the East Village, my former neighborhood. Really excited. First, we got one of the biggest comedians on social media, hands down. You've probably seen Tank.
Get that energy up, Nima. Come on. You're making me feel bad.
Right.
Let's go. We're here. We're on Rumble.
Oh, yeah. We're here on Rumble.
That's right.
We got Tank Sinatra. You've probably
right.
seen him. Guy gets millions of views. Tank Sinatra. Thank you for being here.
Having
Tank.
fun. Thank you for having me. I'm very glad to be here.
Thank you very much.
Ready to make some waves.
There we have a very beautiful fashion model, One Management, one of the top elite management agencies in the world. Shout out to Scott Lips. We got Ashley May.
Hi, thank you for having me.
Yeah, welcome.
All right.
All right. So on today's episode, we're gonna have a lot of fun. There was something that happened recently. David, if you could pull up the Courtney with Courtney Kardashian, where her and her boyfriend, or her man, Travis Barker,
Yeah.
were basically giving a lot of affection
Uh-huh.
to each other.
Yeah.
And the kids, I guess, are getting upset that they're being overly affectionate.
What kids? Their kids?
Yeah, they have like 7.
Okay, so their kids are expressing
Yes.
concern or whatever.
I think she had kids with another guy, Scott Diston.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
like a joined family.
Kourtney Kardashian's son, Rain, calls out his mother and Travis Barker for yet another very racy PDA. Well, if my parents were doing that, I'd be a little uncomfortable too. And they're not even famous. They're just normal people.
Yeah, it's awkward. That's awkward.
They kiss and hug and shit, but if it's like over the top, like you're just putting on a show at that point. You know?
You think that the kids getting angry? What would you do? Would you
I
be
think every kid is embarrassed of their parents. Famous or not.
Yeah. That's
And
very
if you're at that level, you gotta listen. People should be people, I think, but you also have to be a little bit considerate of your circumstances and your kids' circumstances. And if it's kids from another, and they're young still, right?
Yeah.
Kids from Scott in the mix. I don't know. Yeah, just chill out, relax a little bit, live your life, but like understand that it's not just you in this world.
What about you, Ashley? What would
I
you?
feel like it's good to see like a little bit like, okay, your parents being loving or whatever, but I feel like making out is fine. I guess they were like kissing on the neck, but like.
Well, what were
I
they?
feel like
Do we know what they were doing? Because I'm with you.
They were just
On
making
that.
out, and then there was a kiss on
Like
the neck.
with like or like.
He was like, "Mom, are you giving him a hick, or are you giving her a hickey?" Like he said that, but they were just like making out.
I was picturing something different.
It wasn't that bad. It really wasn't that bad. I think it was fine.
I was
But I also
picturing.
get being a kid and being like embarrassed. But
Oh yeah. Well, you're just embarrassed to be alive. You throw your parents in that, it doubles, and then throw in a kiss. It's like throw up. But I thought it said racy PDA, right?
Yeah.
So racy to me means like her leg is up on him. I don't know. Whatever. Live your life, but be cool.
I mean,
That's
they're
my
on a
motto.
boat. She's sitting on him. I think it's whatever. But
I don't think that was the PDA.
no, it was. It was in that moment.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I just watched the show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is good. It is good for kids to see loving parents. I agree with that.
David, are we able to have the viewer see that, or it's not?
Yeah, I'm clicking this picture.
Yeah. Sorry, guys. We're gonna get that up so you guys can see it. All right.
Yeah,
Well-
I think it's time.
Yeah. Well, anyway. Well, you know what the thing is.
Edit in post.
Yeah. It'll all be in the clips,
Yeah.
so it'll be like it existed, even though I never did.
And make sure when you do that, make sure you clip me saying one thing and then saying a totally different thing.
Yeah.
Which is what happened right there because new information.
Yeah. Bro, you look like you're really about to have like a pick up
An
women
event.
course. Yeah.
I'm about to have an event. No, I'm going to this thing for Prime Video and Instagram, The Boys season finale. I was trying to choke down all the episodes today. I just couldn't. I got to like episode 5.
Yeah.
I was saving it because I'm in Homeland with my wife. We're like up to our ears in Homeland. Brody, Carrie Matheson, Claire Danes. She's maybe the best actress of all time. She's incredible. Saul Berenson. It's good. It's like CIA shit.
So you come out from Long Island.
Yeah.
And you're doing all your comedy in Long Island, the suburbs, right?
Everything. Yeah. Someone called my house rural once, and I don't. It's not. It's just the property is woodsy, but there's a 7-Eleven like 2 minutes away from me.
Yeah.
I can't get down. I can't accept the fact that I live in a rural area.
Yeah.
I refuse. It's suburbs.
Long Island can like when you go past Suffolk County though, it does get a little bit rural, right?
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
Suffolk County extends to the end
Yeah.
of the island, but
Okay.
when you go out past like exit 70 on the LIE, you're into Riverhead, Mastic, Wading River, Southold on the North Fork, all the way out to whatever it's called. I think Southold might be the end, but yeah, it gets a little spaced out. There's a lot of wineries out there. You know, that's rural. That's farming.
Farming, yeah.
I don't farm.
Yeah. No.
I Instacart, man. I don't even go to the store.
Do they have would you ever live in the suburbs?
I did. I grew up in Atlanta,
Atlanta.
but I would never go back.
No?
I like being in the city. Yeah.
Yeah. How do you compare the northern men and the southern men as a fashion model here in New York?
Very different, but they both suck.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hear that.
So it's kind of the same when they all suck.
Yeah. Yeah.
And what?
It's bad.
Why do they suck?
I feel like everyone is like, oh my God, if you're just looking for a hookup, but also then it's like you're looking for a relationship, then it's like, that's bad too. It's like, you can never win. And it's like,
You can win. You want to hear this?
tell me.
Just stop caring about what people think. If you meet somebody and you like them, I was never a wait to call type of guy. I would double text. I didn't give a shit. If I
feel
liked
like
you.
men care. you know?
No. Well, I mean, if you, and I'm not trying to parent you right now, just saying, if you try and figure out what other people are feeling, you'll it drive yourself crazy.
Yeah.
Best you can do is be true to yourself, do what you want, express your interest. Then if it's
Mhm.
not reciprocated, take a hike, on to the next one. But there's good people out there. It's good men, good women.
Yeah, I believe there are.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Just haven't
Yeah.
found them yet, but
Yeah.
they're out there.
How old are you?
24.
Yeah.
I feel so old now, but
Oh,
Would you
I know I'm not, but
yeah, yeah.
I feel it. I don't know if it's because of the scene or like New York or just in general, but
Are you out on your own for the first time?
yeah, I have been for like 3 years though.
Yeah. Well, that's a
So,
big
yeah,
part of
been through-
feeling older for sure. Is
Yeah,
having responsibilities and freedom and
yeah, for sure.
too much freedom sometimes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
would you say the guys in Atlanta are a little bit you think they're more like not as gentlemen as New Yorkers, or would you say
I feel like they're more so like just like the Southern charm type of thing, but in New York it's like I don't know. It's really not that different, but it is. I feel like guys in like Georgia and like from the South like think that they're like being respectful just like by opening doors and like doing sweet things, but it's like
A little
you
bit
have
more
to like
to
have
it.
all of the things.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't just do that and it means you're a good guy. It's like
No. Yeah.
in New York?
No,
in
in
Atlanta.
yeah.
like
Atlanta, yeah.
Southern guys. Yeah.
Yeah. There's no one thing that makes anybody a good or bad person. Opening
Right.
doors is nice if you're doing it so that,
Right.
this person feels taken care of. If you're doing it with an expectation of like, you owe me
Yeah.
now, I let you walk through the door first.
Yeah.
But
Like,
anything you
actions
do,
and words need to line up. and
anything you
words
do
and
with
actions.
expectation is
Yeah.
rotten.
Right.
What coming out of Atlanta, do you have a preference for guys? You're in a relationship?
No.
Oh, okay. So you're out here. You're like
She wouldn't be
you know-
talking shit about
Yeah.
men if she was in a
No, I'm just saying. So you're like you're out here. You're a young
Yeah.
girl modeling out here in the city.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't really date that much. I also don't like doing dating apps. Like, I don't want to say I met someone like, oh my God, I met my husband on Hinge or like Raya or Bumble. Like, that's so embarrassing and like sad.
Yeah.
I want to meet somebody in like a normal way.
Well, my wife and I met the old fashioned way on Facebook. So we're
Aw.
wherever you find love is where you find it.
Oh,
We,
Facebook.
we
Yeah.
did meet before that. She used to work with my sister, but we were connected to this day. Neither of us remember sending the either one. Are you looking at my wife's Facebook page?
No.
Neither of us remembers connecting with the other one, but one day she was there and I was like, I was ready for it. If I had met her in that way when I was younger, 25, 26, I was such a disaster, dude. I would have ruined it so fast. At least I was like coming out of that when we met. And she
Yeah.
kind of helped me get through it by, you know, by being loving instead of like
Aw.
treating me like some kind of, you know, weirdo for caring,
Yeah.
you know?
Would you so you met online, then you two met in person?
Yeah. So she used to work with my sister. So we had met a couple of times, but she was married at that time. And then she got pregnant. And I was like, all right, you're out of the brain forever. You're just not on the market.
Yeah.
That's fine. But then when I got back from California, I posted something on Facebook. She commented on it. And I was like, who's Jessica Howard? Who's that? I had no idea. And then I clicked on it. I was like, oh, yeah, you still exist.
Oh my
I
God, it's
forgot.
like the invisible string theory, or like you
Oh,
knew
yeah.
someone but you didn't actually know them.
Yeah, yeah.
Wow.
Because there was more than just her working with my sister. I would see her out. She remembers me waiting on her, someone in her family's, or her married family, so not family anymore, but one of their bachelorette parties
Yeah.
I waited on. But yeah, we were,
Oh.
and then when it was right, it was right.
And do you guys talk online for a while before you got married, start a family?
Well, we got married within 6 months of
Oh, wow.
that initial Facebook connection. So it was fast. But I had dated a lot through my 20s and made a lot of mistakes and learned what I didn't want.
But did you feel like when you know, or you just?
So people used to tell me, when you know, and I'd be
Yeah.
like, yeah, I fucking thought I knew.
Yeah.
And now I'm heartbroken. So maybe I didn't know. Maybe I can't trust myself. That's the biggest thing
Yeah.
that hurts in that situation. You're like, I thought I knew. But then when you know what I can equate it to? This is just off the top of my head, so pardon me if it sucks. Have you ever been fishing?
Yeah.
So when you go fishing, sometimes you catch the hook on the bottom of the floor. It feels like a bite.
Mhm.
And you're like, oh shit, I got a bite. And then you're going, not a bite.
Yeah.
And then inevitably when you feel that snag and the pull and the constant pull, you're like, oh, I got a fish. Not that I'm equating her to a fish,
Yeah,
but
I get
there's
what you're
like
saying.
delusion or hallucination almost. And then there's like, when you know,
Yeah.
which again is very frustrating to hear when
Yeah.
you thought you knew
I guess you only know
5
when you know,
times.
but yeah.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Well, David, is it working now?
Yeah, I'm gonna see if it works. Let me show you.
Because I want to show Tank a video, and I want to see what Ashley and Tank.
Okay.
Sorry, cut you off.
No, it's okay.
Yes. What?
Go ahead. Which video do you want me to show?
If we could show the Myron one.
Oh, Myron, class act. You know who Myron is? From the Fresh and Fit
Fresh and Fit.
podcast?
No.
There's nothing fresh or fit about either of them. But we're gonna see a
The screen share is gonna work for the.
I only
video,
watch
but-
girly podcasts.
nice.
I call it the Fresh and Gay podcast. Because I feel he's a closeted gay man.
Who, Myron?
I think so.
Probably is.
Could
A
be.
lot of guys are.
Yeah.
I mean, I've met him before. He comes off either as a serial psycho with women or a closet gay.
Yeah.
Well, these
Maybe
guys giving out relationship advice and not being in a relationship.
I
It's
know.
like
Exactly. So many women do that too.
you don't trust. You never trust a skinny chef.
You
You know what I mean?
Ooh, a chef though.
A chef?
A chef.
Oh, chef is nice. Yeah,
That
chef
is
is
very
cool.
I felt
All right.
disgusted
Are you
looking
we
at
ready,
a fat
David?
body.
We started
Can our
from the beginning.
So the viewers aren't gonna see this, but we're gonna listen.
Okay, so you guys going to be able to hear it, but not.
They'll be able to hear it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
No, they're not gonna be.
I mean,
It's,
dang.
Okay. Well, just play a little bit of it and we'll get the point and then we'll go.
I felt disgusted looking at a fat body. Can our agreeers please step forward?
I have felt disgusted looking at a fat
Whoever
body.
feels compelled to start us off.
And then
Well, it's
whoever,
unacceptable. To be
whoever,
fat.
wait, pause for a second. Whoever
Okay.
agrees with
I mean,
that steps forward and then they start talking to each other. And Myron jumps right in.
Myron jumps in, yeah. So Myron says,
Sorry about that.
Okay.
I mean, I know why you say that, but do you know why you're saying that?
the guy.
Yes, because I've been fat before and I lost the weight. Well, me too. I've been way skinnier than I am now, and I've been way heavier than I am now. Was I less valuable at one point in there? I mean, you can make an argument that you're less valuable when you're fatter because you drain resources. But yeah, I mean, in general, being fat is unacceptable because you control every single morsel of food that goes into your mouth. Okay.
It shows a lack of discipline. It shows a lack of character. It shows a lack of temperance. And when you're fat, it's an outward manifestation of your inadequacies.
All right, pause this.
I have
idiot.
felt this.
This guy, dude, he's so devoid of any humanity. There's nothing in his eyes, there's nothing in his mannerisms that says to me, I've thought about this and this is how I actually feel. He's just trying to say the most outlandish thing he can say.
Yeah.
And that is just like, I don't vibe with that at all. If you really feel that way, right? If you really feel that way, then we can talk. But I want to hear your reasons for it. So Myron said that he was disgusted by seeing a fat person. And then one of the overweight guys on the other side goes, he goes, do you even know why you feel that way? And Myron goes, yeah, because I was fat and now I'm not. Well, first of all, statistically, you will be fat again. Second of all, how dare you forget where you came from and what it felt like and the road you took to get where you are. That's just, it's when someone goes from point A to point B and not only did they forget how they got there, so now you can't help anybody. You can't help anybody if you don't remember the route, but you look down on people at point A when you were once there. That to me is not a person that I have any kind of respect for at all.
Well, what do you think? Do you think fat people are disgusting?
No, not at all.
I
mean, being a model, it's like we're like skinny because we're a model, but it's also hard because it's like I feel like so many models like, oh my god, I'm so fat. And it's like we're not fat, but like in modeling, you have to be like sample size, like so tiny, certain measurements, and it's like I know I'm not fat, but
would you, as a fashion model in New York, would you date a fat guy if he had $1 million a year income?
I mean, I don't think it matters about money. I've dated fat
give me
guys.
that right there.
Yeah,
Because
he's a nice
like,
guy,
they're
but
attractive and like their personality is attractive and they're funny and like my friend's like, oh my god, you're dating a fat guy, and I'm like, but like he's attractive to me. Like I definitely have, but
Hey, Neva, I think I got the clip working. You want me to play it to the audience?
Yeah, could the viewers see it though?
Yeah, I think they should.
All right. As long as I don't think the viewers.
No, it's sharing.
They can't see it.
Well, whatever.
Well, it's like, yeah.
Look up Myron talking shit about overweight people if you want to see that clip. If you are interested in seeing somebody just be completely, like I said, he goes, you could make an argument that, like, well, anybody could make any argument for anything at any time. That's insane talk. Like, what do you actually think? You know, less valuable because they're a drain on resources, dude. Shut the fuck up.
that's crazy.
Jesus, man.
So as a fashion model in New York, how many of your friends would date a nice guy, makes $1 million a year?
First of all,
but
hold
he's
on.
fat?
Who is making $1 million a year? I'm curious to like, where are all these guys who are 6'5", blue eyes, trust fund? Like, what the fuck are we doing here? What is happening?
Well, I feel like they're like with like normal girls. They're with
Get a
normal girls,
grip.
and then models are not. So it's like, I don't know. There's like an age range of models, and then like the people that we like are intertwined with like happen to just be older.
Yeah.
So I feel like all those guys that are like we're looking for are like not there.
Yeah.
Because we're
It's a
literally like
mirage.
with so much older guys. It's just like it's completely different than like a guy in their 20s. It's like I just know guys in their 30s and 40s.
I didn't have shit in my 20s. When my wife met me, I was selling fence and working at a restaurant at 31 years old.
Yeah.
I also, to speak frankly and openly, I had a list of about 30 things that I wanted in a woman.
You wrote it down?
Wrote it down, yeah.
You got it? That's manifesting.
No.
Don't
What'd
laugh.
you do?
Hold your horses.
You go to Starbucks, you have a latte, you write down
Yeah.
30 things you want.
No, I was like, this is what I want in a wife, right?
Yeah.
Everything from superficial stuff down to like faith and and character or whatever. I married somebody who I shared values with is really what it boiled down to. And she's very hot also. She's fucking so hot, my wife. But shared values. She doesn't love Jay-Z the way I like Jay-Z.
Yeah.
She doesn't watch, these movies that I watch over and over again, but she'll listen to me talk about them. And then I listen to her talk
That's
about what
all
she's
that
interested
matters,
in.
Yeah.
6'5", blue eyes. Who's 6'5"?
Yeah.
Who? That's so tall.
Yeah.
Obviously that's a joke, but there is a thing that we've discussed: the 6 inches, 6 foot, 6 figures. Ma'am, you're single, and I think I know why.
Yeah.
Because there's a difference between having standards and having expectations.
Yeah.
Expectations get you in trouble. They're resentments waiting to happen. Standards are, I won't accept this for myself, this type of treatment or behavior. But I don't know, superficial stuff. Why don't you find a man who's like a diamond in the rough and start polishing him, so that way you can build something together rather than just trying to glom onto what somebody's already doing? That goes for both men and women.
Yeah.
What do you think about the 666? So 6 foot tall or over,
Yeah.
6 inch, you
Yeah.
know what?
Dong.
Yeah, dong, and six figure income. Is that your qualification? Doesn't sound like it is.
No, I feel like I'm a little bit different than my friends. Like, and all my friends will say that I'll like date a broke guy, and they're like, "Why would you want this for yourself?" But I'm like, I want to be like so emotionally connected to someone that like, okay, maybe I should be looking for like family qualities or something. What I want, but like, and also it's not like the guys that I'm dating that like don't have money are also like the greatest guys. Like they're not. So it's like I might as well maybe look for some different qualities. But I feel like as long as you have like, as long as you're attracted to the person, like yourself, and like you're actually really attracted to them and you have sexual chemistry and they're able to provide for you, as long as you're comfortable. And I feel like money doesn't necessarily matter and looks don't necessarily matter, but it's like as long as you have like a big emotional connection with them, that's all that matters.
I thought you were going to say something else. The 6 inches is very important, but the money and the height, not so much.
I mean, it sounds like our producer here, David. Would you date a Jew?
Yeah, for sure.
Well,
We got a decent person sitting next to us. These are not, you know what I
You
mean?
date a Jew,
Okay.
bro. You know.
I'll take you off.
I would. Many of my friends would date Jews. My friends love.
So do you know people in your real life circle who are like abide by the 666 thing, or is that just like a myth that somebody made up and went viral? And
I think it's just a myth.
Yeah.
I don't know many girls like that.
I
Like
can't
you either care about one thing a lot, but not
Yes.
all like 4 or 3 of them. Like,
Absolutely. There was a girl that I knew that I went to high school with that when I was living out in California, we got together. I kind of knew her, kind of didn't. She took me to this Halloween party. I was lonely and fucking sad out in California, broke. It was great. It really was one of the best times of my life. But she got divorced, and she's like, she was so mad. She was like, next time I'm marrying for money. I'm marrying for money. And I was like, and she didn't laugh. I was like, are you serious? And she was like, yeah, I'm dead serious. I was like, well, then get ready for divorce number 2, probably. Because marrying, listen, support, security, that's one thing. But I value money a lot. I like money a lot. That only fills up the money area of my life. I still have relationships, God, food, gym, friends. Like there's a lot of different pieces to the pie. Just because the money slice is fully stocked, that
also
doesn't
like relying on a man for all of that. It's like I
yeah.
would have anxiety every day. Like I
Yeah.
need to make my own money. It can't just be him. Oh, sorry. But I want to have my own money, that would like give me a lot of anxiety to just like be relying on some guy.
Yeah.
Even though like you're married and you're committed, but
It might even make you compromise your own desires if the person
Yeah.
you're with is the breadwinner and they're the sole caretaker and they're like, well, I want to do this now, and you're like, well, fuck, if I say no, am I
Mhm.
going to lose my house? Like, am I gonna, you know what I mean?
You think as a white man in America, being a provider of your family is important?
I think white has nothing to do with it. I think that what? Oh, you fucking around?
man in general.
I'm not white.
No, I mean,
Um, there's
You got pretty blue eyes, bro, like Tank Sinatra.
yeah.
He's
You
hiding
maybe,
his pretty blue eyes
you
right
made me
now.
put sunglasses on because I looked cooler.
I
Flash these things.
feel like it's the most red pill thing to do. To be bald, you got to wear glasses.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah. Gotta look like Jason
And have
Statham
facial hair.
at all times.
Yeah, gotta have it. Yeah. So, as a white man in America today, as a white role model, do you think it's important that you are a provider for your family?
I think as someone who is listen, so that question, what is a woman, that got whatever that guy's name is. He made the movie. Movie had some good points, but what is a man? Like, tell me what a man is, and then we'll start discussing everything else. Because for me to define what a man is, I'll give you my opinion. There are things that are important to me, but maybe some guy from Atlanta is like, if you can't fucking chase down a lamb and rope it in 4 seconds, you're not a real man. Okay, well, I mean, I guess that's just not something I do. It's not important to me. I take care of myself so that I can take care of my family. And that's really as simple as I can put it. That's it. And whatever that means to my family in that moment, I'm a comforter, I'm a motivator, I'm a disciplinarian, I'm tender when I need to be.
Do you switch your daughter's or your son's diapers?
They're out of diapers, but I changed so many diapers, dude.
Yeah.
My son shit on me at 3 a.m. Projectile. And I'll tell you what, that was one of the moments where I was like, damn, I'm a dad.
Yeah.
You know, there's those moments along the way when you have a kid where you start to realize your place in this world and you're like, man, I'm like a real adult right now.
Yeah, I'll be honest with you, man. My wife is very traditional German. She's not a darkie like me, but she's very, very traditional, and she takes care of the diapers. You know, because I have a daughter, I feel a little bit like
I'm sure you do other things.
Yeah, I do other things. I feel uncomfortable with a daughter because I feel like it's touching her private part. I don't like doing the diapers, man. Maybe if it was a boy, I wouldn't mind.
Smack that thing around.
But with my daughter, it's just because you're literally cleaning that part of the baby.
But I don't think changing diapers is a defining trait of man, like being a man. Changing them or not changing them. I think that's on a case-by-case basis. Even the most rugged, traditional 1960s American man, if the wife is out for some reason and the kid needs a diaper change, you're going to change the diaper. You might not do it right.
Yeah.
You might make a mess, but you're not going to let your kids suffer because you're the fucking breadwinner of the household. And if you do, you're a real piece of work. If you let your kids suffer to maintain your masculinity, that's a whole other thing.
I know. I got a friend of mine, one of the most masculine guys I know, and he does the diapers with pleasure.
Yeah.
He has daughters.
Yeah.
And I think for him, it's a way of having affection with his kids,
Also, yes. So when I remember folding my son's clothes when he was young. And it was one of the times when I felt the most close to him. He was asleep, but I was folding his little pants. I was like, yo, man, these pants fit him.
Yeah.
His little shirt, his little shoulders fit into this shirt, and you fold it. It's like a wash rag. You know what I mean? It's so small.
Yeah.
But yeah, I like taking care of people.
Would you expect your husband to switch to diapers?
I don't know what I would like and don't like, but whatever I don't like, I would expect him to do.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think I could ever clean up, throw up. Like that's not my thing. Like, no, I could not.
But you're imagining cleaning up your friends throw up or some, some strangers throw up. Your kids throw up.
It might be different when it's my kids. But
if someone shit on me that was not my son, it would be a very different scenario.
Yeah.
Then my son taking one out on me,
Yeah. Maybe it'll be different and I won't mind doing anything, but
there's a I know we can't look at it right now because of a technical issue, but there's a clip where Dan Bilzerian is at Live nightclub in Miami.
Yeah.
And it happened a few years back, and he kicks a woman in her face, like stone cold.
on purpose.
Yeah, he just kicks her in her face on purpose, with intention, not hiding it, not apologetic.
Yeah.
There's that's not just misogyny or domestic abuse. That's wide open abuse, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the thing about Dan Bilzerian is that he's actually a role model for many men. he's
Just crazy.
and he gets millions of views.
Yeah.
You know, right? He gets millions of views.
Yeah.
Dan Bilzerian is also his father. A lot of people say was involved with fraud,
Hmm.
and he gifted.
Well, so is Dan.
That's what people are saying.
Yeah.
All right. And then he cleaned up the money with the gambling, and he's a trust fund baby. Trust fund Dan.
Yeah.
And he spent all that, all that money from Ignite on this mansion, that all the things, all of his expensive, he bankrupt, if something looks like that,
But he was renting it, I think.
he was renting it, but he was renting it on the company's dime. So he was paying however
worse.
much it was a month. Of course, you're living on somebody else's, you're manipulating. That to me is not,
Yeah. No.
a role model. He's a role model to probably young, if not mentally immature boys
Yeah, I
slash
think that's
men
cool, and it's
who are like, wow, he has money and women. It's like, yeah, dude, that's like life kindergarten. If
Yeah.
you know what I mean? If you want to advance, you got to like take some of the focus off money and women and put it on yourself and develop yourself so that you can be of service to the most people.
Do you think a lot of women, like fashion models in New York,
Mhm.
high value women in the eyes of these men, like the status, like the trophies,
Mhm.
status symbol. Would you say that a lot of those women like a guy like Dan Bilzerian?
I feel like women who like don't have their shit together, yeah,
So
because
what's,
they think it's like,
The answer.
yeah.
yeah. So what's
And a lot of women think that with a lot of low value guys, or like they think it's high value guys when it's really like not like. But people who have their shit together, I feel like they would know for sure that that's not somebody that they would, the qualities that they want in someone. So I really just feel like it depends on like if you're smart or not to like realize that.
Yeah. So what, like, out of your friends, would you say a lot of the good girls for marriage would like him?
No.
No way, dude.
No.
So what sort of girls do you think he would attract? Do you think the sort of girls that would lie and cheat also, or what do you think, or use them?
Yeah, maybe they're not like meaning to use him, but I feel like girls who are just like in the scene, like in their party era, like are kind of just looking for like whatever they're looking for in him. Like they think it might be money or like the name or whatever. So that's
Yeah, the
probably why they're
association.
doing it. Yeah. A lot of girls don't even do anything for money. They do it because they think, yeah, the association. It's like they
gonna
think being
elevate them.
associated with that person is so cool. And then later on you realize it's actually kind of embarrassing. So it's like, yeah.
I mean, I think it's crazy that Dan Bilzerian kicked a girl in the face, and just it's almost like we just like completely.
But he's kind of gone from the
Did he get
The
kicked out after that? He was in a club when he did that? Did he get
He got embarrassed for the Ignite thing because a lot of people said fraud. He was faking owning the
Yeah.
home.
but
Other
he's not
gamble-
what he was 3-4 years ago. He's not at that status. He's fallen pretty far, and he might be a nice guy. Let me just preface it by saying that if I talk to him,
I think he's a piece of shit.
well,
I think the Dan Bilzerian, you're a piece of shit for kicking that girl in the face, bro.
oh, that's bad.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
that's unacceptable.
Yeah.
But I feel like on my old podcast that I don't do anymore. We talked. The name of the article was "Is Dan Bilzerian Lonely?" Right, and we laughed so fucking hard at that, dude. Like, is water wet? Are you kidding? Yeah, he's the epitome. Look at his life. He's the epitome of lonely. He's surrounded by people, and he still feels lonely. Either A, because he refuses to connect with a human being on a real level, or he thinks he's better than them, or fill in the blank, whatever it is. But he does not
Yeah.
seem like he's living a fulfilling life at this point.
Yeah, I mean, Dan Bilzerian literally kicking a girl in the face. The powder puff girls were made with sugar and spice and everything nice. Dan Bilzerian was made with short man syndrome, steroids, and a small penis.
5'6", trust fund, brown hair.
I mean, I heard he had sex on over 1,400 occasions, and at least 7 of them were consensual.
Yeah,
I mean, this guy hates.
he's joking.
No, I mean, this guy hates women. I mean, it's.
Oh, yeah.
He sets a terrible example for Gen Z, and he can't even ride the roller
Yeah.
coaster.
He could buy the roller coaster though.
You know? And that's Alpha King rule number 17, which is it's for the parents out there. Be cautious who these Zoomer kids of yours have as idols.
Dude, my sons asked me about 2 years ago. They said, Dad, one of them mentioned Andrew Tate, or even said maybe like, what color is your Bugatti? And I stopped them dead in their tracks. I was like, where did you hear that? And
No
what?
way, man.
Well, then they said YouTube, obviously. And I was like, well, what do you think of it? They were like, I don't know. I was like, that's someone, when you see that person, that's a blueprint on how not to live life. That guy, I mean, bro, if we could do this for hours, sit here and just dissect these men who bully women and other people, and just, a real, like, two real men and getting a younger perspective, a younger female perspective. I got no time for that, man.
I mean, Jeffrey Epstein, you could make the comparison between see, when you look at Bill Cosby, Jeffrey Epstein, Art Kelly, and now Andrew
Art
Tate.
Kelly.
Yeah. I mean, no, because all of them had a lot of women pressed them. And then it eventually got in court. So think about when you speed on the highway.
Mhm.
When you're speeding on the highway, you get one ticket. How about all the other days that you were speeding, that you didn't get a ticket?
Yeah.
So just imagine, even if a guy like Bill Cosby or Art Kelly or Epstein or over 30 women now with Andrew Tate, imagine how many other women there were that were just like, you know what, I'm not going to deal with this because I'm scared.
Yeah, it's like,
Well,
who do you not know about?
And if this were true, it only takes one woman.
Mhm.
If your idol beat a woman
Mhm.
and raped her and trafficked one woman, is that not enough for you to say, I can find a better role model?
Yeah.
Yeah,
no.
exactly. It
I mean,
should be.
I mean, does it, right? Like, does it actually
you
need,
don't need more than that.
Yeah. Like, are we just saying, hey, you know what? I'm going to give you an allowance. It's okay if you raped 5 women, but 30's too much.
Yeah.
Or is it just okay? He can rape 100 women and it's okay.
But people like
No.
him play on people's kindness and willingness to look past or maybe perceive things differently. And he goes, if it's one woman, she's just coming for money. It's like, do you know how hard it is for someone to
Come
come
out and say
forward
that,
with a
yeah.
sexual assault allegation?
Yeah.
Do people do it maliciously? Sometimes, yes, but I have to believe it's like welfare fraud. It's like 0.0001% are the people who are taking advantage of the system and manipulating it. The rest of the people, like, I'm not saying believe everyone all the time under all conditions and circumstances, but listen
Most of the time.
under all circumstances and like really hear what the person is saying and read nonverbal cues and all that. You got to be like, got to be a little savvy to get through life, but it takes time.
I mean, Jeffrey Epstein is virtually hated by everyone, right?
Yeah.
While as Andrew Tate basically makes a luxurious living
Yeah.
off these guys who aspire to be like him.
Mhm.
And all his cars are gone, right?
Well, hold on. Both of them have also have similar charges involving women. So when you really think about it, Tate and Epstein are very similar.
Yeah.
The only difference is that Epstein has a hairline.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, he had a hairline.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not anymore. They live in a warehouse in Romania. That
I
doesn't
mean, bro,
sound
who
too
does
fucking
that?
luxurious to me.
The fuck?
What are we doing here?
Yo, bro, who the heck? It's like, could you just imagine if an influencer in the United States was like, yo, I'm going to go live in Mexico, in Guadalajara, in a warehouse,
Yeah.
and then show off a Bugatti and a Lamborghini. Bro, you fucking live, like, just think what sort of
Yeah.
person would do that? And then I'm going to go traffic women on OnlyFans.
Yeah, it's crazy.
That's
dude.
pretty vile, bro. Like,
Yeah.
that's like, there's
Really
a point.
scary. That's the world we are in.
It's the way it's always been. It's different versions of it and whatever, but I don't know. The fact that people look up to him is a little different from when I was younger. Like if someone got outed as a rapist or something like that, it was kind of like, all right, we're done. We're done with that guy.
Yeah, one.
Yeah, it's like, what
One.
is he saying
Yeah.
or doing to make it like different? Because there's even girls that I know that like support him, and it's like they're like, oh, I agree with some things that he says on his podcast, but it's just like,
I think there's a lot of undiagnosed mild schizophrenia in this country because people are so detached from reality. They don't know what's real and what's not. You got flat earth groups and fucking immediate conspiracy theory anytime anything happens. It's like, you
yeah,
are a plumber. No disrespect. You probably make a great living. What the fuck do you know about government conspiracies? it's so above my own pay grade. I make memes for a living. I'm not trying to think,
man.
you know what I mean?
Hey man, I'm a Jew, man. So I hear the conspiracy theories. We did everything every day. It's a new one. Things I don't even know happened.
Yeah.
Like achievements I never even knew we did. I never knew we built the dinosaurs. Shit, I never knew we built the Brooklyn Bridge or the spaceship. I didn't know we invented the moon. I just like new things come up that I'm just like I didn't know we invented.
Well, you
that
invented
shit.
the moon so that you can launch NASA and make billions of dollars every year off of this government-funded program that doesn't do anything. They staged everything. It's all CGI. The Earth is not round.
Yeah. And that was a concept that us Jews, like David and I, made up, that the world is, like that.
Yeah.
It was
Which, thank you, by the way,
to
for
enslave white men like you.
Yes, thank you for creating the round Earth theory, so that we do have cell phones and the internet and communication and Netflix and all that kind of stuff. But I mean, where does it end with you guys?
Yeah. I don't know.
What's next?
No, but I mean, it's true, man. It's crazy how the world is gone. But I think hopefully we all come together. Like, it's not to get into politics, but when Trump got hit, I feel like a lot of he was talking about this earlier before the show.
Mm-hmm.
He said that it made Trump human.
Yeah.
And I think even Joe Biden, I think if that would have happened to Joe Biden or if it happened to Trump, there's a human side to like, hey, that is someone's granddad.
He looked rattled for the first time I've ever seen him. He looked rattled. And it's no secret, I'm no advocate of Trump. I actually kind of really don't like him as a person, but
and this is probably the most liberal show on fucking Rumble. Anyway.
Yeah.
Hearing his granddaughter speak, it was kind of sad.
Oh my God,
granddad.
Man. But he did the most American thing I've ever seen, which was collect himself with the Secret Service, say, wait, let me get my shoes. Hold on. Like, because they were yelling that the shooter was down. People were like, he put Secret Service in harm's way. They know what was going on. They were communicating with each other, and he fucking raised his fist. And I mean, it was inspiring to me. And again, this is very confusing to me because I'm like, I don't like this guy at all. But here I am feeling like inspired by this action that he took and seeing him. I mean, anybody who I know who has had a near brush with death, a really close brush with death, comes out different on the other side.
Mm-hmm.
Completely changed perspective, morality, all that. It's like, damn. That could have been it.
It's crazy. I went to Miami before the lockdown. And when I was in Miami, I saw the culture is definitely more right wing in Miami. Than here in Manhattan.
Yeah.
And it's almost like two worlds, man. We're still in the same country, but if it really is like it's like two countries.
Yeah.
Well, I got to take you out to Long Island sometime.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's Trump. That's more Trump, right?
Long Island is like, I mean, I'm in such the minority there up until like I kind of had a heart for what he just went through. And I was like, all right, let me reassess here how I feel about this guy. Because I don't think anybody should be defined by their worst moments. Like if you ask the guy who worked at the deli that I had a massive fight outside when I was 17, showed him a picture of me, he'd be like, that guy's a fucking maniac. What a crazy asshole.
Yeah,
I agree. That was like 3 minutes of my life. You know what I mean? There are certain things that you do that kind of, all right, you kill somebody, you're a murderer, you rape somebody, you're a rapist. But other than that, I'm sure I'm forgetting some. I don't want to like say that those are the only two. I'm sure there are others. But aside from that, being defined by my worst moment, I don't want that done to me. So I don't do it to other people. Yeah.
That guy, the JD Vance, I don't know much about his politics, but his book, The Hillbilly Elegy, I think that's what it's called.
Yeah.
That was one of the best books I ever got. I think I had it on audio book, and it was a few years back, and that was really a good book.
Well, that's what put him on the map.
Yeah, that book was
big time.
One of the best books I ever, finished. He married an Indian woman. He came from like
Appalachia.
Yeah.
I need to read it.
Yeah, it's been a while. I don't remember it, but I just remember his story was very it was amazing. Then he went to military, went to a nice university, and now he's like, it's like a true American success story,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's a little all over the place too. But
yeah,
I don't. If I change my mind pretty often when presented with new information. I used to think ignorance was equivalent to like racism or hatred or bigotry or prejudice. Ignorance means without knowledge. Literally, that's
Yeah.
the definition. Willful ignorance is a different thing, but I have no problem being ignorant to something, finding out, learning, and then changing my course on it. Sometimes like on a dime, like, oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I love when people teach you things without making you feel dumb. They're
Oh
like,
yeah.
yeah.
That's the
Otherwise,
it
it
is.
like puts you down. It's like, and if somebody can really tell you something without making you feel like little, it's like, wow.
Yeah,
so
because you're
inspiring.
coming from a place of curiosity,
Yeah.
and to be met with like
Mhm.
this insider, well, you should know it. You should know that already. Well, I
Right,
don't. I
yeah.
don't. So
Yeah, exactly.
how about this?
Yeah.
You know, one thing is like on X, I noticed recently that when Elon Musk purchased X, it went very, very right into like,
Oh yeah,
like this echo chamber of like, you know,
it's a lot of bots,
Nazi-
dude. It's a lot of bots.
a lot of bots from
Mhm.
Russia,
a
China,
lot.
and Iran, and they're pushing this misinformation to divide our country.
Yeah.
But the thing is that recently what happened on X, which sort of blew my mind, Drew Afalo and Pearl Davis, they both have shows. One super
Wait,
right,
that's someone's name? Drew Afalo?
Drew Afalo, super left wing.
Oh, Drew Afalo, or whatever.
Yeah, over 6 million on TikTok.
I
He's
thought you were-
supported by TikTok.
I thought you were saying Drew Afalo.
No,
Okay.
Drew Afalo, yeah.
Yeah.
So Drew Afalo has over 6 million, and her and a right wing girl that I've actually collaborated with, Pearl, in London. Now she's in Chicago. They were beefing, but what made that unique was Drew won, despite being super far left on this app called X,
Really?
which is known with far right. Which I was like, wow, I didn't think that was fucking possible, honestly.
Yeah.
But then something else happened on X that I was like, wow, something's shifting in America, where Joe Biden did a tweet yesterday. He was like, I'm sick. Then on the other tweet, he said something like, of these politicians like Trump, et cetera, doing this. And you know what? Elon Musk didn't suppress it, because that one tweet got like 140 million views.
Yeah.
And I think and by the way, he's also helping Trump.
Mhm.
I think it says a lot about Elon Musk that he didn't suppress Biden.
Yeah.
So that's all I just want to say. Like, as a free speech app, like that was pretty cool. I thought that
Yeah.
Elon openly saying I'm voting for Trump and then did not suppress Biden's literal campaign fundraising
Yeah.
on his own app.
Yeah.
I
Pretty
feel like that only happened on X. Like, I love Twitter or X. So good. Yeah.
Still Twitter to me.
Yeah. Always.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But then Zuckerberg's also your boy. He's saying that Trump can come on now
Mhm.
on Instagram as a candidate, presidential candidate.
Yeah.
Instagram, I think, does the best job at literally expelling foreign agents with fake accounts.
They do.
They still have an
Yeah.
issue. They still have an issue,
Everywhere has an issue.
but they do the best job by far.
They
by
do the best job, and I'm not trying to whatever. Again, this is probably above my pay grade, but I feel like X is almost like, this keeps people on. I'm okay with this for now until we figure out a better system of, revenue and gaining advertisers back and whatever. But like, you can see if you see like an inflammatory tweet. First of all, as a rule of thumb, I'm 43 years old. If you are, 8, what are you doing here? But if you're young and you're not sure how to decipher between what's real and what's not, if it seems so outlandish that it's like, if it seems designed to incite hate, it was. And don't take it seriously. So if you see tweets like that and then you do a word search for the tweet, you'll see thousands of tweets with that same exact sentence, word for word. That to me says, what's the theory that we're kind of all talking to bots now, and in the future it will be bots talking to bots, and we'll be out. There's a name for it, but that's scary.
Yeah, it is scary.
More people are realizing though that on X you are dealing with accounts whose sole purpose is literally to just spread misinformation in America.
100%.
Mhm.
But I think now more and more people are starting to like,
Yeah.
okay, this guy's whole, like, why do you care about Trump being elected? You're in Ukraine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're an Iraqi citizen or you're a Pakistani citizen in Pakistan talking to me why Trump is a Zionist.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Like, bro, what do you give a fuck?
Exactly.
You know?
You got no dog in this fight
You
at
got
all.
no dog in this fight, bro.
Yeah.
You know?
I think that
Or what's the abortion issue? And the guy's tweeting from Malaysia.
yeah,
Like, bro, come on.
yeah.
Like, and they're slamming us.
Listen, these hot button topics have been hot button topics since they were introduced to humanity. There's, for me to say that, you know, I know better how you should feel about this than you do, even though from the time you were born to this moment right now, everything that's ever happened and how you've processed it is informing your opinion. Forget all that. You should feel this way because from the time I was born till right now has led me to feel this way about this topic. Just let people feel how they feel about things.
Yeah.
And if it starts infringing on rights and access to whatever, then there's a conversation to be had. But these people saying that the sky is falling, they've been saying this country's going to hell in a handbasket since handbaskets were a thing. They're not a thing anymore. Handbaskets don't even fucking exist. You're talking about a 200-year-old saying that people say as if it's current. How fucking slow is it going to hell?
Yeah.
Like, how slow is it moving that they've been saying it for that long and we're still not in hell?
Yeah.
Maybe we're not. Maybe the world is the way it is, and you're getting older, and your perspective is getting grumpier and crankier, and you're getting worse. Let's talk about that, because then we can have a real conversation.
Well, if Andrew Tate told you to stay in the kitchen and don't talk, and you're not allowed to vote, and you're not allowed to hold elected office, and you're not allowed to go to college, what would you say?
I'd be like, fuck that.
Yeah?
What the fuck? Yeah.
Well, he wouldn't say that. He'd have her in a closet webcamming, probably under threat of violence. You know, forget about being in a kitchen.
Hey, Tank, man. I got an exercise I want to do.
Okay.
If it's all right to take off the glasses for just 1 minute.
Of course, dude. I've
And
been waiting for you to ask that.
Yeah.
I'm blind now.
These two are Aryan blue eyes, you know, they're the purebred. I'm the darky here, you know.
Yeah. You got that right. White as fuck.
Yeah, we got a lot of like hard on this app. We got a lot of like Aryan Nation. These are my Aryan Nation cosigns here, you know. All right, so here we go. Okay. So this is a test. All right.
Okay.
I want you each to close your eyes. Now imagine there's a cult leader. Imagine he's bald and a pubic beard, like that looks like my nutsack in 8th grade. Imagine
So vivid.
Why?
Imagine he likes to fight. He disrespects women, and he comes up with his own dorky words and definitions like brokey and matrix. And worst of all, over 30 women have said he's raped and or trafficked them who were naive enough to fall for his facade. Now open your eyes. If you imagined a black man, you're racist. If you imagined Andrew Tate, you're spot on.
Well, you were talking about Andrew Tate, so it was very easy to
Yeah.
imagine.
Well,
Well, I kind of imagine like a random guy, but not Andrew Tate. Not a black guy either.
I'm too into it to not even go right to him.
Well, I mean, Tate was a dork that was bullied in school because he looked like an uglier version of Ice JJ Fish. And he preys on insecure little boys.
Yeah.
And that's basically, how he was making his money. And now he's famous for charges that include trafficking innocent women to have fund his lifestyle. So to all the young men that follow me, there's Alpha King rule number 18.2, which is
Went to decimals, nice.
yeah. Well, you're only as good as the figures you idolize. So make sure you're looking up to the right people.
Yeah. Amen, brother.
I agree with that.
Because it's sort of scary,
Pick
Yeah,
your
it is
direction
scary.
wisely. You
Yeah.
will go in that direction. So make sure you're aimed in the right way.
What would you, it's interesting because I'm in this like echo chamber where I got a lot of guys that are angry with me, man.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, I got a lot of like the white supremacists, the Arabs who hate America.
Good.
I mean,
If they're mad at you, that's good.
as a Jew on X, man, I'm getting bombarded, bro. So here's what I ask you: as a physically fit white man.
Mhm.
You're successful. You're married.
Yeah.
You have kids.
I do.
3.
Yeah.
You got over 6 million on your accounts. On
11, but whatever.
11 million. All right.
Get it right.
Yeah. What would you say to the young white men of your own people on Rumble?
Yeah.
Who are failing, they're incel, they're miserable, and they're vulnerable to guys like Nick Fuentes, Myron, and Andrew Tate. What would you say to them?
Well, if I could speak directly and have an effect,
Yeah.
first thing I would address is the incel shit. I mean, there was a lot of women out there that did not want to date me. Didn't make me want to fucking kill women or hate women or turn on them. Like, no woman owes you any piece of her body because you want it. So maybe move on from that one. You're not getting it anywhere with her. Find someone else.
Yeah, like take no.
There's a reason that, like, I've never chosen to be attracted to anybody. I saw my wife. I was like, yo, I didn't make a conscious decision. So if a woman is not attracted to you, you can't take it personally. It's her, something inside of her is saying no. Move on, find somebody else. If you're failing, I would say keep failing, just keep failing in the right direction. Because it took me a very long time to get where I am today. In my 20s, it was not looking good at all. But I don't think it's supposed to. For the anomaly here and there, like Mark Zuckerberg or whoever, yeah, that becomes like, I don't know why the anomaly becomes the standard sometimes. That anomaly is an anomaly. Don't say, oh, well, I'm going to compare myself to that now. Just do what you do. Figure out what you like to do. You can be whatever you want. When you grow up, you got to figure out what you want, which is the hardest part. And then you have to decide when you're grown up. Some people are still not knowing what they want to do when they grow up because they're 56 years old living like they're 14 because they never got past that mentality, you know? So take your life slow, try hard, and fail well. And that's it. And you'll eventually wind up where you think you want to be now, or you'll wind up in a better spot.
And then you, as you know, tall, successful fashion model, young, in New York City, what would you say for a guy that's not able to get a woman? Like, what could he do to be able to get, you know, a beautiful woman that's a good woman for him? What would you say?
Be respectful and like don't be so pushy, because I feel like that really like turns people away. And I feel like guys in New York are like very forward, so it's like just be respectful and like nice, and like just also don't talk to other girls. If you're trying to pursue like one girl and you're like showing her that it's like just her, then I feel like they need to know that it's like just her. Because like this whole situationship thing, like lately, like it's like I feel like you're either girlfriend and boyfriend or like you're not. So like don't confuse someone like with, say you're talking to them for like 4 months. It's like at that point you should make them your girlfriend. I say like after you like them for like 2 months, it's like don't be confusing. Yeah.
Well, it's because they're confused that they're confusing women. So first rule would be like
Don't date someone. Yeah, if you're confused, figure yourself out.
Figure out what you want.
Yeah.
I have to. I gotta go. Yeah. So I hate to run out on a live stream.
No. We went late. So all right, everybody.
Thank you.
We definitely.
Yeah, thanks for coming.
Yeah, we definitely went late.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, everybody. Tank Sinatra, where could they find you?
Tank Sinatra, Influencers in the Wild, Tank's Good News, Cyclopedia Podcast, True Crime and Comedy, Making It a Crimedy, trademarked, and wherever else you may find me.
All right. And Ashley, where could they find you?
My Instagram's Ashley May Reid, Maereid.
Thank you both. Thank you both for being here. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
You're welcome here. Thank you, everybody. Please subscribe to the channel, like, comment, and be back next week.
Thanks for watching.
Thank you.
Thank you.